Hello there, Gemini. Alright, I spent a really long time on the Capricorn introduction for absolutely no reason. So this one, we're going to be a little bit quicker. So this is your love and spirituality reading from August 11th to the 18th. I believe I have my little paper here. Okay. This is also for your Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay. Now, if this resonates with you or if it doesn't, okay, there's other videos down in the link in the description. So these other videos are the rest of the 12. Alright, you don't have to click back and go to the video selection of my channel and do that. No, you can just go down. It'll be in alphabetical order. All of them are in the description down below. Okay, in all videos, you will have links to all the other videos. Alright, so that helps me, that helps you. Okay, if you guys really appreciate this, please like, share, and subscribe. It means a lot to me. And you can also visit my website, vitaltarot.com. Okay, so with that being said, you dudes and dudettes, we're going to start this out. So this information will be for whoever needs guidance and love and will always be for the highest good. We're going to do the spiritual information first because I figure that's a good place to start. It affects basically everything else. So we're going to be doing what happened in the past spiritually. I see the Two of Wands and the Three of Cups. Do you like how I just started? Like, I just was like, boom. We just got to do it. So I see the Two of Wands in reverse and the Three of Cups. So spiritually, you could have been feeling overcrowded or you could have been feeling like you had to make a choice. I feel like now you're not making any choice. I feel like there is sort of sitting down and thinking things through. Okay, the thing is that sometimes we can overthink things. Air signs especially, and I'm a lot of an air sign, trust me. I have a lot of air and a lot of earth in my chart. Very little fire, very, very little water. I don't think there's any fire, and I think there's only 1 degree of Pisces somewhere. Okay. What I'm trying to tell you guys is that sometimes we have analysis paralysis. Okay, this is something where we overanalyze. We keep thinking there's a better option that's going to be coming up, so we refuse to make a choice because we're waiting for something better to come along. What I'm here to say is that you guys need to go out and you need to do it. Especially if you feel like other people are helping you and they're trying to point you in the right direction, see what happens if you take their help, or at least give it some more serious action time. So what I mean by that is kind of write down the pros and cons and go from there, and really don't give it a biased look. Really write down the pros and cons and really, really look at it, okay? Meditate on it, pray about it, whatever you need to do, look at it, okay? I feel like this is in the past, okay? This was the past energy, but I feel like there's still some lingering stuff in the now, and we'll look. So I see judgment, okay? Spiritual calling. Very high spiritual calling in the present moment. And I see the Six of Wands in reverse. So I see that these kind of did go together because the Two of Wands is in reverse, and now we have the Six of Wands in reverse. And so this to me can be agonizing over a decision, and especially a spiritual one. So from what I feel right now, you guys are either highly psychic, you're really good at interpreting dreams. It could be that you're good at dowsing, you're good at tarot, you're good at mediumship, any kind of psychic ability that we're going into. And there can be a lot, okay? So I feel like there is a need for you to be, or not a need, I feel like you know that you're good at something. But maybe the confidence isn't there for you to go out and pursue it, okay? So you don't have to, like the way I'm using my abilities to come back and to teach you guys and to do that, you don't have to do that if you're not comfortable with it. What you want to do is you want to follow what makes you happy, okay? And it could be finding lost children with your psychic ability, or it could be just learning about yourself, okay? There's no wrong way to do this. If you want to be of service to other people, do that. But if you feel like that's not something you want to do, don't feel pressured to do it because other people are pressuring you to do it. If that time ever does come and you feel like that's the way to go, do it, okay? There's no good or bad here. There's just kind of doing, kind of taking the action. Maybe meditate more. Maybe look into books to read, okay? As long as we're learning and we're growing with knowledge, then we can't really take a wrong step. We're just learning more and more about ourselves and about our abilities. So that's a good thing, really good thing. I'm going to look at the future here. It's coming up in the future. Okay, so I get the Moon card and I get the King of Wands in reverse. So to me, I feel like there's something going on with the subconscious mind. And when I see the King of Wands in reverse, I feel like there's this kind of need to have you have to have this uncontrollable passion about something to move forward or to know that it's right for you. And I feel like that rarely happens, where it's this like gust and this wind and this burning desire of passion. And I'll show you these cards. Sorry. So we get the King of Wands in reverse, and we have the Moon. And the Moon is subconscious, and the King of Wands in reverse to me is someone who can be kind of controlling, kind of creatively manipulative. So there could be someone in your future or someone even now that you're dealing with like that, or maybe you have these tendencies as well. I tend to read these cards in two ways, right? Where one of them is reflecting someone that's outside of you, so to speak, and the other one is reflecting you. So that's why I say it that way. Or it could be this, or it could be blah, blah, blah. That's why I say it that way, okay? So I do feel like there's some definite subconscious energy here where we're trying to connect ourselves to what makes us tick. I feel like you will be able to do that, but we need to look at it in a rational way, in a kind of taking enjoyment in the mundane, okay? So when you hear about spirituality and you hear about love and you hear about all these things, you never imagine doing the dishes. You never imagine taking the trash out. You never imagine doing any of that kind of stuff because it takes the romance and the fun out of it. And even in spiritual development, there's a romance with it because it's exciting and it's exhilarating. That's why we do it. It's not because it's boring and it's really dull. Like if that was the case, we wouldn't do it. No one would want to spiritually develop. But when we start to unfold and develop, we have to take joy in everything. The little moments of the day are amazing, and that's what makes our lives grand and rich. And for us to be able to do that, we need to look at ourselves. We need to understand that the little details do indeed make the big story or the big picture, okay? So live in the moment, live in the now, and let yourself fully experience things. Don't try to color them through a filtered lens, so to speak. Let yourself really experience life. Let yourself really go into what it is you want to do, where it is you want to develop. And I feel like you guys are definitely there. So we're going to do an energy card, and then we're going to do psychic impressions, okay? So we get 6th Chakra Archangel Metatron. And to me, this is definitely psychic. I mean, obviously, this is the third eye, okay? And this card here is a very strong card. So you guys are going through a major psychic advancement right now. When I see this card, when I see the energy coming off of this, I feel like it's more advanced psychic energy. So it's very much integrating the shadow side. It's very much releasing old wounds and traumas that no longer serve you, which that's what me and my guides help to do, is release old wounds and traumas and to help you guys heal. So if that's something you would be interested in to move forward or to learn more about psychic ability, I offer courses, classes, and I also offer energy healing and tarot readings, okay? So, but this here is definitely about getting used to that part of you. And Metatron was the scribe of God, so this could also be dealing with maybe focusing on getting rid of writer's block or being in the moment, being in the now. But that's for very few people, I feel like. But this here is definitely a very psychic intuitive card. So this whole reading, you guys have been the most psychic I've read so far. So this is good. This shows advancement. And Mercury in retrograde is a hell of a time. So that couldn't have come at a better time. So we're going to do psychic impressions and see what we get. So let's see what's going on. I'm seeing swords clashing. And I saw a cross, which to me would mean some of you could be going to a funeral of someone where you don't see eye to eye with the rest of the family that's there. Maybe there was a falling out, but there's a funeral. And this is very, 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 very specific. So some of you will not resonate with this. Most of you won't. But I do feel like there's a sense of going to a funeral and a sense of feeling like it's us against them kind of a mentality. And that leads to sort of a... that can lead to some resentments moving forward and going on. But this here is to teach you that You need to focus on you, and you can't control other people. In that kind of environment, I know that's difficult, but you just need to breathe, let them do what they're going to do, let yourself grieve the way you're going to grieve, and let that be it. Absolutely express your emotions, but I don't feel like these people would let you express it in the appropriate time or setting, okay? And some of you, this may have happened a little while ago, this may be happening now, or this could be happening a week or two from now. So just be kind of on the lookout for that kind of energy. And the only thing you have to do is let yourself grieve the way you need to, and let them grieve the way they need to. The funerals are definitely much more for the living than they are for the dead. That is true. Also, I saw the sword, I saw like a cross, I saw the swords clashing, so that's where that kind of came up. This could be a family feud for some of you that isn't involving a funeral, but this could be a family feud of some kind involving your spiritual sort of liberation, where other people think that they have the right answer because they have religion, or they think that they have the right answer because of this, this, and this. You have to follow your own drum, your own beat of your own drum, okay? So that's what I'm saying, you guys. I am going to shuffle these right on up. You guys stay here. So this, we're going to do your love reading, and this is for your highest good. Always for your highest good and for your highest purpose. So if we're focusing on love, I'm just shuffling these up again so we can get a good reading here. So now, I have these cards. I'm just going to shuffle these once, and then I'm going to start your love readings. So in the past, wow, that's crazy. I shuffle these well, but if you paid attention to the last video, I got pretty much similar cards here. I get the 8 of Cups and the 5 of Cups. Okay. So in the past, there's walking away from a situation where we felt like it was hopeless. So we walked away from a love situation. And this could have been from a water sign, or this could have just been a deeply intense connection with someone. Because water is about emotions and relationships. So this could have been a Cancer, Pisces, or it's escaping me. Yell it out so I can hear it, guys. Boy, this is a brain fart. Scorpio. All right. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. My brain farted really hard that time. So this is definitely walking away from a situation that no longer serves you because you didn't feel the need, or you didn't feel the connection or the love that you feel like you deserved. So kudos on walking away, but I also feel like it was very painful and it was very hard for you to do this. And maybe you're not the one that broke it off. Maybe the other person did. But I do feel like it's for the best. And I feel like that's what you're telling yourself, is it's for the best. And you've had friends and family telling you it's for the best, because for some reason this did not work out the way that we wanted it to. All right. So if we're focusing in the present moment, I get the Ace of Swords and the Page of Wands. So to me, what we're looking at here is, when I see the Ace of Swords, I see new ways of thinking. And so new ways of thinking without this person, kind of cutting away the old kind of garbage and the old kind of ways that no longer serve you, and focusing on the new kind of enlightenment and the new kind of energy that's coming into our lives. When I see the Page of Wands in reverse, I feel like we're trying very hard to not look at things as naively as we used to, but we can actually look at that too harsh and we can become cynical. So we need to look at things in a way where it's sort of like the innocence of a child, but also the reasoning of an adult. So don't be looking at something so harshly until we get more information about it, until you can read that energy more, because you don't want to become harsh. You don't want to become cynical. You just want to be someone who has a reasonable sense of themselves and their surroundings, so that way you're not someone who's always gullible, or the person that's made fun of for being someone who seems to not know a lot, which you absolutely do, but I feel like you pick up things more intuitively. And so this is cutting out that and focusing on letting yourself grow up. And that's really cool. I like that a lot. So that's really neat. Let's look at the future here. Hierophant in reverse and the Empress. So these are 2 Taurus cards, oddly enough. So the Hierophant in reverse is definitely, in the future, you're going to be doing things in a very non-traditional way. So you're not going to be following any kind of path that's been paved before. Doctors have a way that they achieve their degrees. Lawyers have the same way. There's this formalized way of education that they learn, and then they go from there. The path that you're going to be on, there's not a formalized way of education. The road is made from dirt. It's not made from pavement and concrete. It's just a dirt road, and there's very little traction on it. Okay? So this could also mean that in the future there could be a Taurus individual. All right? So that's what I'm seeing here, because when we see the Empress, when we see the Hierophant, okay, both of them are major arcana. Both of them are talking about nurturing energy. Both of them are talking about, well, at least the Hierophant's talking about doing things non-traditionally, because the Hierophant upright is about tradition. It could be a marriage. It could be receiving a deed to a house. It can be things like that. It's like the traditional way society has been. The Empress is very nurturing. So what I view this as is it's going to be a very nurturing experience that you're going to be going on. This could be a retreat. Could be like an ayahuasca retreat, or it could be something to do with plant medicine. It also could be something where we've been thinking about doing something like a drum circle, or going to a spiritualist church, or doing whatever we need to do. That way, I feel like it's very non-traditional, but it's also something that your soul's been calling for. So don't feel like because it's unusual that you shouldn't do it. Embrace the fact that it's unusual, and that might be kind of fun, right? So let's look at the energy card here. The big reveal. Wait. That is bizarre. I shuffled these. You guys saw me shuffle? It's the same card again. Wow. Okay, so definitely some kind of spiritual things going on, especially in the love realm. That's just weird. I never had that happen. I think there's 50 or 60 cards in the deck, so that's just bizarre. Twice in a row, huh? Okay, so definitely focus on letting yourself be more intuitive. Don't block it off. If you feel a connection with someone, follow it. If you don't feel a connection with someone, you feel a strained connection, cut it off. Make it so that you don't stay in a situation where you don't feel welcome, and don't feel like you have to be there because you're obligated. Definitely, if you feel uncomfortable, cut it off. Set your boundaries, okay? Very important thing. You can be absolutely nice. Everyone in the spiritual community is usually very, very nice, but it can be too much so to the fact that you would cut off your own arm, and if the person asked you to stop bleeding on them, you'd be like, I'm so sorry. But you would do it for them. You'd cut off your own arm, they'd ask you to stop. The whole thing. You guys are too nice. And being nice is great, but setting boundaries and telling people what you want and how you want to be and how you want to be treated, that's very important. Okay, we don't want to be drained. The empath's curse is expressing other people's emotions. But when we set boundaries, we don't express them anymore. It's their job to express their own emotions because that's what they're here for. We are not there to express other people's emotions. We are there to understand ourselves. And if someone wants to talk to us, let's talk to them. But let's not feel like it's our obligation to express everyone else's suppressed emotions when they should be working on themselves, okay? Not being mean, just being the way that things need to be. People have their life lessons too. If we do everything for them, they're not going to learn anything, okay? All right, so let me do this, and we're going to do some psychic work here and see what we can pick up. Set that right there. Okay. I'm seeing a woman, long flowing hair. It's kind of like a book cover. I feel like this would be on the front of a book, like some of those cheesy romance novels from like the 90s or the early 2000s. Maybe they even still make them, but she's on the cliff. It's going in. There's a sea that's raging underneath her, and it looks like it's raining. The sky is dark, and she's just standing there, and she's looking out onto the ocean. And it's kind of like this abyss kind of an energy where I feel like we have been involved in the stormy seas of love, right? We've been involved in that, and we feel like it's hard for us to move forward. It's hard for us to want to be in a relationship. And sometimes society obligates us to feel like we have to be in a relationship when we don't have to be, okay? I do feel like, especially towards the end when we were talking about that Taurus individual, or we were talking about that kind of an energy, that can be absolutely beautiful. But there might be a person you meet that's completely untraditional, and they might throw you for a loop, and you'll think in your mind, I don't deserve them, or it's not the right time, or you'll come up with all these justifications. If that person's helping you grow, if that person's helping you spiritually, stick with that. People that will help you grow and help you learn and will stay with you, those are keepers, okay? Those are people that I think are very rare to come by, okay? So with that being said, you guys, I love you. I hope you enjoyed your reading. And I want you to not give up on yourself or love. And if you feel like you need some time off, even if society is telling you you need to do this, this, and this, take time off, okay? Society, it doesn't make it right. Society is not this all-knowing right thing, okay? There definitely are times, very, very many times, where we need to listen to our own voice, and we need to understand what's going on within us, okay? I love you guys. Take care. And again, you can look at all the videos down below in the link description. You can email me, ask me for readings, or we can do energy healing, focusing on past traumas and how to heal those, so psychological wounds. And we can also focus on doing psychic courses, where I teach you guys how to harness the psychic abilities that you already have, or we can start out from the very beginning, just focusing on feeling energy for the very first time. So you guys, let me know if you enjoyed the video. Leave me a thumbs up and a like, and please comment. And I will talk to you guys next week. Okay, take care.